to the locker room.
Vince Papali, welcome to the locker room.
I can smell it already, Billy. What's happening, buddy?
Ron Hayes, welcome to the locker room with Billy Schwein.
Yeah, hey, Billy, how you doing out there?
Rich Gannon, welcome to the locker room, Rich.
Thanks, guys. It's great to be with you.
Great Bob McElwee, NFL referee.
Hey, Bill, how you doing?
Craig Berube. Craig, welcome to the locker room.
All right, thanks, Billy.
We have the real Pat Croce in the locker room.
Get me off the bench, Coach.
And now here's your host, Billy Schwein.
Good morning, everybody, and welcome into the locker room with Billy Schwein right here on 97.3 ESPN and the 97.3 ESPN mobile app. It's Sunday, June 4th, and the Phillies got themselves out of last place last night with a win over the Washington Nationals, and we'll talk about it all. But in the studio with me today, we are blessed and honored to have a really special guest, a great guy, former Philadelphia Flyer winger and the current head coach of the St. Louis Blues. He's got a Stanley Cup under his belt. Craig Berube's in the locker room with us today. Good morning, Chief, and thanks for being here, brother.
Billy, thanks for having me on, pal.
Chief, man, you're in town for a couple days, and I asked you to come on in, and we'll shoot the bull today and talk some sports.
Yeah, looking forward to it. We came down for the weekend, and glad you came over and asked me to come on the show with you, and I've done this before with you, so I'm looking forward to it.
You just said to me before you went on the air, you do a radio show in St. Louis. You talk with after games? How does that work?
Just every week. It depends on the day and the travel and what's going on, but I go on with the guys, every day for a little bit. Every week for a little bit.
So you spent with the local radio. So what you know what the station is out there?
ESPN.
Yeah, okay. The
101,
ESPN,
I believe.
101 out there. Yeah. Of course, the producer of the Youth Movement is in here with me today, Danny Ryan. Good morning, Danny.
Top of the morning, Billy. How are we feeling today?
Doing okay. And then, of course, the intern Andrew Leeds is assisting on the side. He's here with us today. And Chief, we'll start right off this. Just a quick question. When you are on the radio in St. Louis, are they asking you tough questions?
Yeah, sure.
Or are they asking you?
We talk about the team and the situations that are going on, and maybe a game. We had a game the night before, so we'll talk about that, or the recent games and situations that happened and things that went on in the game. What's going on with the team? What's going on with this player, that player? So we get after it a little bit. Jamie Rivers hosts it, and he's a former player that does some radio and TV for our team too. Okay, not all the time. So he's involved pretty heavily.
Are you scrutinized? Like if you make a bad decision, or if the players didn't play a certain way? I mean, do they want to hear from you, or is it all fluff?
No, I think you're
always, like, because in this area,
I don't know if it's I don't know if it gets to the level of this area. This is the toughest place I think in any sport to play in. I do truly believe that. I think New York's right there too, but I think New York is a little bit different because the fans here, this is everything to them, I feel. And to New York, there's a little bit more going on maybe, or they're just not quite engaged as they are here, in my opinion.
Right.
So I think, here you're going to be heavily scrutinized a little,
So let me ask you this then, Chief. As a player, would you prefer to play in a town where the fans are really passionate about winning, or would you rather play in a town that maybe a little bit more patient with you?
I think both. I played in both in my career. I played in Washington, and when I went there, it wasn't a popular hockey town until Ovechkin got there, right? Right. But it's a huge hockey market now.
You had Dale Hunter and all those.
We went to the
Flyers and the Washington Capitals used to get it going pretty good.
Saying, like, it wasn't heavily.
So it was like Redskins and
obviously Redskins were the biggest draw and the most important team there. And the Orioles, right? Baltimore's close.
But now they got the Nationals.
I think I loved it. I love playing here. I think being in a hockey market in a sports town is fun. St. Louis is great. It's a great sports town. They love their Blues and they love their Cardinals.
I know they love their Blues.
They do. And they love the Cards, obviously, you know that. And they got a soccer team now, and they are supporting that. They're a great sports town, but they're different than here. So the fans there, they just love sports. They don't really, you're not criticized like you would be here if things aren't going well,
But I noticed one thing, Chief. You still live in this area.
I do live
And one thing about the Philadelphia sports personalities, if they have a modicum of success here, they end up living here.
Well, it's a great place to live, I think. And
I mean, you're from, Chief, where are you from?
Alberta.
Canada. And you told me, what did you have, 13 kids in your class? Would you have 13 kids in your graduating class?
I don't know, something. Too many.
But so you could have lived
My
anywhere.
town has 86 people in it. I brought the cup there, and 75 of them were my family.
Oh, that's great. Yeah. So we're going to spend the whole morning here with Chief. He's going to grace us with his presence. You can call in today or you can text. The text board, if you have a question for Chief, it's 609-403-0973 is the text board. If you have a question for the Chief today, anything you can ask him, hockey, sports in general, about his home life, anything. 609-403-0973 is the text board. We'll give out the phone numbers here in a little bit too. But we got a lot to talk about today. The Philadelphia Phillies finally broke their 5-game losing streak. You want to play that clip there, Danny? This is from yesterday. Tom McCarthy. All right. Ready for this, Danny and Chief? Where was that game played last night? Did you notice something very, very peculiar about that call last night?
Not in Philadelphia. Was not in Philadelphia.
Did you hear you want to play you hear the reaction?
Yeah, let me try.
All those fans were Philadelphia fans that came down from Philly, Chief.
I know they're passionate fans. They travel.
They're in last place last night, and they traveled down to Washington on a freezing cold day.
They have 162 games. There's a lot of games.
No, but I know. But did you?
They got a good team. They had a great team last year. Made a great run.
Yeah.
They got a real good team again. They'll come together eventually.
Because you're not worried about this team because you tell me how bad they are all the time when we text. You and I text a lot.
Well, because I'm just busting.
You are. I knew you are.
I went to a couple games.
So Chief, as a head coach of a professional sports team, what's wrong with the Philadelphia Phillies right now? Is there anything wrong with the team?
No, I don't think there's anything wrong. I think sometimes it takes a while to gel. Now, like in our sport, we have 82 games, so you got to make it happen a little quicker.
Right.
But baseball, you see this. I think you see this quite a bit, where teams don't get off to a good start, but eventually they'll get going in the right. They have the talent.
Okay.
They have the talent.
Right.
So
if you look on paper,
you have to have the talent. If you don't have the talent, you're probably not going to get to where you need to get to. You have to have talent to win. And they have talent.
But Chief, you look on paper. I'll put this on paper. I know paper is different than actual strapping it up, right? Put it on. But you look on paper, Chief. I'll put this team against anybody in Major League Baseball.
When healthy.
When
healthy.
Well, all right, but still.
Yeah.
Even without Rhys Hoskins, I'll still put
health
them up
is important too.
Right.
Like, you got to be healthy and you got to get healthy. But in the meantime, you got to stay above water and get going in the right direction.
You want to play that clip again?
Yeah, let me find it real quick. I got you.
Just listen to the crowd that's in Washington. It's all Phillies. Listen. Hear that? You hear that, Chief?
You hear that? I mean, again, like they're great fans. It's not that far to go. Travel down there, watch a game, and go
to the nation's capital, right? Hang out.
For sure.
All right, we got a great show lined up today. As always, we'll go on the mound with Tommy Greene, brought to you by the John R Elliott Hero Campaign for designated drivers. Tommy Greene joins us every Sunday, Chief, throughout baseball season to give us his insight on what he sees. It's always good to get a former player perspective.
Definitely.
Right?
Yeah. And,
I can talk all I want. I never played professional hockey. And by the way, because of our friendship, because of the things you've like I've known you now. Well, I've known you since your first year at the Flyers, right?
Maybe second.
Second
I don't
year.
know if I hung out with you.
You weren't cool enough then, Billy.
I had a mullet like the intern. My mullet was a lot longer than so did Chief.
I had a mullet too.
Remember I sent you that picture of you and I and we're in Chicago. We're we both had our jackets on because I used to travel so I could fly for free. So I fly to each city that you guys went to. And you and I were playing like an arcade game or something. Did you see those mullets I showed you? But because of the friendship that we had, I could see the inner workings of how things went. Like privy to certain stuff that a normal person wouldn't be. A normal person, but somebody that didn't have the access, I should say.
Yeah, you were around me and Rick talking a lot. Talk and I and Mellenby, we all were buddies and hung out together. And I lived with Rick Talkett, so you're around you hear us talking all the time about the game and what's going on, so you learn things.
Yeah, definitely. But I also can see things on the road too. Like and I'll tell this story before we go to break. I'm in Detroit. You had played the night before. I forget where you played, but you had the next game in Detroit. I flew into Detroit around 3:00 in the afternoon, and you guys had left me like everyone, you leave me the key. You go to the front desk and say, this is for Schweiner. Because you never got my name right. Call me Schweitzer. I don't even think today you know my name is Schwein. Like he left. You have to have the ID.
Yeah.
He spelled my name wrong.
I mean,
and they wouldn't give me the key.
To be fair, you also call yourself the Schweiner when your name's Billy Schwein.
That's because of him.
We did that on purpose.
But the elevator doors open up. I'm going up to the room in Detroit. The elevator doors open up, and there you are, and your eyes are black and blue. And I look at you, but I go to shake your hand. Your hand was oozing, like your knuckles were all bloody. And you looked at me, you said, not a blanking word, and walked right by me. Like, shut up.
Jesus, man.
Well, my job was to get involved, so I probably had a few scraps the night before.
Yeah. Sure did. All right, we're going to have a lot of fun today. We have Craig Berube, the head coach of the St. Louis Blues, former Philadelphia Flyer and Washington Capitol, in here with us on a Sunday morning. If you want to ask the Chief a question, 609-403-0973 is the text board. And we'll take phone calls today at 609-573-3776. 609-573-3776 is the phone number. If you'd like to ask the Chief, Craig Berube, any type of questions. I want to remind people the first hour of the locker room is powered by Surety Title. Surety provides comprehensive title insurance protection and professional settlement services for home buyers and sellers, real estate agents, brokers, lenders, home builders, developers, and attorneys to facilitate your real estate purchases. Surety is an issue-wide leader with a team of experts to help you through the entire process. From contract sign to closing with the shortest center city and every place in between, Surety Title is there for you with 15 office locations in New Jersey and PA. That's Surety Title. For more information, call my good friend Ron Conklin at 856-988-8900 or give the Ocean City office a call at 609-399-1227. Folks, I'm here to tell you about Lavari Seafood Bar and Grill, located on Route 50 and Tuckahoe Road in Petersburg, just 8 minutes over Ocean City's 34th Street Bridge. It's an old school bar, 18 big screen TVs. Daily specials are open every day at 11 a.m., celebrating 15 years in business. When you get down there, say hello to the bartenders Renee and Kim. Thursday night is wing night, dollar wings, $2.50 domestic drafts. Live music every Friday night. Hey, you want to book a private party? Give my good friend Dave Lavari a call at 609-628-2225. All right, when we return, we'll continue with more here in the locker room with Billy Schwein and Craig Berube. You're listening to the locker room with Billy Schwein right here on 97.3 ESPN.
The NBA Finals on ESPN Radio.
Jokic scores! 27, 10, and 14.
The Denver Nuggets continue to roll, winning Game 1 at home. Can they make it 2 straight? Or will Jimmy Butler and the Heat bounce back to tie the series up at 1? The Finals, Game 2 of the Nuggets and Heat, presented by Indeed. Coverage begins tonight at 7 Eastern on ESPN Radio.
Listen to the NBA Finals exclusively on 97.3 ESPN.
Ocean City's real estate market is red hot. You need an agent that has the knowledge and expertise to help. Contact Ocean City's top agent, Mark Grimes. Mark has been selling real estate for 30 years in South Jersey. He can answer all your real estate questions and find you the perfect property. He's available anytime on his cell at 609-425-2042. When Philadelphia star athletes are looking for a house at the beach, they contact Mark Grimes, specializing in buying and selling vacation homes, single-family homes, condominiums, and duplexes, residential and commercial, as well as new construction projects or investment opportunities. Mark Grimes, he's your agent at the beach. Give him a call right now, 609-425-2042, or check out his website at grimes.com.
Randazzo's Pizza, Randazzo's Pizza, Randazzo's Pizza, the pizza you're gonna love. It's got the freshest taste that you'll find any place. Randazzo's Pizza, there's one right nearby. Randazzo's Pizza, Randazzo's Pizza. It's a pizza like you've never had before. Eat it or take it home, no matter where you roam. Randazzo's Pizza, the tastiest you'll find. Randazzo's Pizza, the tastiest you'll find.
Why would you call anyone else besides Randazzo's Pizzeria and Family Restaurant, 34th and Asbury Avenue in Ocean City. Open year-round, 7 days a week, offering free delivery on the whole island and to the beach. Pizza, pasta, salads, entrees, subs, paninis, and wraps. Voted best of the shore. Call 814-1600. 814-1600.
Randazzo's Pizza, the tastiest you'll find. Randazzo's Pizza, the tastiest you'll find.
Finding an electrician that is dependable, prompt, and experienced is important. Tom Jackson & Sons Electrical Service is just that. Service in Atlantic and Cape May counties for 40 years, Tom Jackson & Sons Electrical Services specializes in both commercial and residential work and provides 24-hour emergency services. No job too big and no job too small. Call Tom Jackson & Sons Electrical Services. They do it all. Call for a free estimate, 609-399-1999.
Call Tom Jackson and Sons for electrical, they're number one.
We got Verizon 5G home internet. It's from Verizon. Safe choice, right?
Well, some things that look great end up being not so great.
Like the time you bought a shrimp roll from a gas station.
Or when you bought that used sports car.
What about when we got Billy that drum set?
The point is, Verizon 5G home internet sounded great,
but turned out to be something else. And we deserve fast, reliable internet. We deserve Xfinity.
It's time for better internet. Switch to Xfinity. Learn more at xfinity.com/Verizon 5G Facts. Now through June 21st, get started with 200 megabit per second Xfinity internet with Wi-Fi equipment included. It's all just $25 a month for 2 years with no annual contract. You can save up to $600 in your first 2 years over Verizon. Go to xfinity.com/Verizon 5G Facts. Call 1-800-XFINITY or visit a store today. Requires paperless billing and autopay with stored bank account. Restrictions apply. Taxes and fees extra. After promo, regular internet rates apply. Actual speeds vary. Compares Xfinity Connect More to Verizon 5G home plan.
You're listening to The Locker Room with Billy on 97.3 ESPN and the 97.3 ESPN free mobile app.
All right, we're back broadcasting live at the Toms River Auto Group studio right here in Northfield. Billy Schwein, we got a special Sunday here in the locker room. Former Philadelphia Flyer and current head coach of the St. Louis Blues, Craig Berube, is joining us here in the locker room for our 2-hour show. And Steve, we're going to give out the phone number and the text messages. If people want to ask you questions, they can do so at 609-403-0973 is the text board. 609-403-0973 if you want to ask Craig Berube a question about his career, coaching, anything in the world of sports, 609-403-0973. And, of course, if you want to give us a call, it's 609-573-3776. Now, Chief, today on the way in, we stopped by one of my great sponsors, and you got to meet Dave and Joan Newman at Blitz's. And what they gave us those breakfast sandwiches. They were pretty good, weren't they?
They were excellent. Best I had.
Yeah, isn't that great? Yeah, he does.
Great guys,
listen,
great people.
Dave and Joe Newman are great people.
Yeah,
and they're it's a landmark that Blitz's is Ocean City. Man.
Time down there, always make a stop in there and get a breakfast sandwich and coffee. Good spot.
609-403-0973. If you have a text message for the Chief, send it in 609-403-0973. Now, Chief, the Stanley Cup was last night, and the Las Vegas Knights surprise you?
No,
they're not. They didn't surprise you at all. They're best,
legit.
one of the best.
They've been legit for a while.
Bring the mic closer. There you go. You lost a couple. The St. Louis Blues gave away some good players this year.
Well, we were in a situation where we had to.
They got Peter Angelo on that team.
Well, no, but that was a few 3 years ago.
Right.
We lost him to free agency.
Right.
But this year
you didn't want to lose him, right?
No, he was a great player. Obviously helped us win a cup, and he was our captain. He was a real good player. But sometimes you just don't get. It's hard to get people signed, and you know how it is in sports. People move on and they go to
different business.
teams.
Yeah, it's a business.
So he moved on, and it was a tough loss losing him.
You happy to see him playing in the Stanley Cup?
Definitely.
Do you talk to any of the guys?
I talked to him. Yeah, he's a great guy. He was a great captain, real good friend. I enjoyed coaching him and being around him. Wish him all the best.
Okay. 609-403-0973. If you have a question for Chief Craig Berube here. Chief, talk to me about coaching a professional sports team. How hard is it to get grown men, for the most part, right, all on the same page in professional sports?
Yeah, I think it depends on what type of team you have. I always look at your youth situation and your veteran situation and where you're at with your team. Obviously, when you have veterans and they're in their mid-20s, they're in their prime of their career.
Right.
They've probably gotten paid already, contract-wise, so that's not an importance to them as much as winning.
Right.
And when you have younger guys in your team, they're trying to develop themselves. They're trying to gain, they're trying to earn money and trying to get to a certain level in their career. So I don't believe, young guys, winning is not everything. It's individual a little bit.
Really?
They're trying to get point. They're
trying to make it
start.
they're trying to get established.
So you got to have a little mixture of both. But in the end, if you look at the teams that win consistently in the NHL or win cups, they're veteran teams. They're veteran-based teams.
You said something to me that I think is very, very astute or very smart that I didn't think of. I always like this philosophy. My philosophy is always big guys beat up on little guys. But when I said what's the one ingredient? What's the one thing you need to win a Stanley Cup? And you said big D.
Yeah, it's huge.
Big, huge defense, right?
Yeah, it's important.
Guys that can really hit.
Well, and just
because you see the Florida Panthers last night, Chief. They were laying people out.
Yeah, they're a physical team. They play hard.
But you like the Knights better.
I just think they're a deeper team. I'm not going to pick a winner here because I think Florida's right there. They've done a great job with that team. They made a trade in the summertime for Matthew Tkachuk, who really brought them to another level. Yeah. He's a gritty player. He's a great player. His old man Keith Tkachuk. Yeah,
he played for the Blues, didn't he?
Yeah. So he was brought up well, obviously, in the hockey world, and his dad was a gritty player that scored lots of goals and played a physical brand of hockey, and his son does the same thing.
Yeah, he's a leader. He just exudes confidence and leadership. I mean, you see him on the ice.
He's got great swagger to him,
right?
Great leadership, and he's brought another level to that team. They were already talented. They were the President's Trophy winners the year before.
Right.
But they traded a couple guys and revamped their team a little bit, and now they're in the finals.
609-403-0973. Danny, we have a couple text messages.
Yeah, our first text on the text board for Chief Craig Berube says, when Craig played with the Flyers, who was his favorite line mate from Jeff in Ocean City?
Line mate.
Because you play with a lot of different guys.
Yeah, played with a lot of different guys. Like, I think I look at a guy like, Dave Brown, Rick Tocchet, Mellenby, those guys, they were the type of guys that I played a lot with and on a line with. And I learned a lot from like Dave Brown and Rick Tocchet and Mellenby.
Dave Brown.
Yeah.
Because, he doesn't have that he had a reputation of just being a fighter.
Nah, he was a great locker room guy.
Was he?
Yeah, and I learned a lot from him because I was a rookie coming in there and just seeing how he handled the room, handled the players.
Was it because people feared him because of his reputation, or is it because he was hockey smart?
Both.
Really?
Yeah, and he's a scout for the Flyers.
Yeah,
He's
I know.
been a scout for a long time. He's a good hockey man.
609-403-0973 is the text board. If you have a question for the Chief, send it in. 609-403-0973 is the text board. Now, Chief, the Flyers are in a little bit of a disarray.
A little bit.
Right? Would you say, Danny?
That's an understatement.
But the powers to be there, Keith Jones is now the president. Danny Briere is the GM. And you golfed with Keith Jones the other day. You golfed with Tortorella.
Yeah.
And Homer?
Yes.
How'd you do?
Did all right. We had a great time. I think,
what do you see brewing there? I mean,
well, they made obviously some big changes, right?
Right.
With the management side of things. They got a coach that's a winner, knows how to get the best out of players.
Is he a better coach for younger players or he's the whole deal?
I think he's a whole deal.
Okay.
I think he's a very seasoned coach, been around a long time, dealt with a lot of different types of players, teams. Coach with the Rangers. He's done a great job as a coach. Won a cup.
Yep.
He's been there, done that. He holds people accountable.
Yeah, but today, Chief, what's the difference between today's NHL players, say like when you played?
Oh,
because you can't say probably
no, you got to treat them differently. You got to do things differently than when I played. It's just a different world.
Like, could Mike Keenan survive in the atmosphere today?
He'd have to change.
He'd have to change.
Yeah, he'd have to change. You got to work with these kids nowadays. You got to handle them a little bit differently. But in saying that, you got to still hold them accountable. Because if you don't, then they're gonna run the ship.
Inmates run the asylum, right?
That's not going to work.
So what makes Keith Jones? What do you think?
Keith Jones has been around the game a long time. As a player, he knew the game very well. He's a great locker room guy. He didn't have a ton of talent, but found a way to play and play well,
right,
and do a good job. He's been in the broadcasting business for 20 years or more. I don't even know. Maybe more than that.
Right.
He's seen the game from, ice level, and he's seen the game from up top. He knows the league very well because he's been around.
By the way, I thought he paid you one of the ultimate compliments by just saying, I think he was asked the question of, why does he think that he's a good fit for that position? He said he's been in the game, and he keeps in touch with several coaches in the NHL, former players and teammates, and you're the first person he named.
Well, that's very nice of him. But I mean, we've been good friends for a long time. We're teammates and stuff.
In Washington, right?
And Philly.
Oh, in Philly, yeah.
And we, talk a lot and been around each other. So, like I said, he knows the league very well. He knows players. He's seen players at ice level. He's seen from a national standpoint doing national TV too. So he's seen a lot of hockey, a lot of games, a lot of teams, a lot of players.
And he keeps in touch with all the
and
people.
He knows the business.
All
so
right.
I think he's going to do a great job. And Danny Briere is a young GM, but he's been there in the organization learning. He's seen the players. He knows the players very well.
Yeah, but he has no experience.
Well, I know, but he's going to learn on the job. And he's got to surround himself with good people to help him out.
Okay.
And he's got a coach that's been there, done that. It's been around the league a long time.
So collectively, all three of them,
I believe they'll do a good job.
Billy, I think one big thing is too, he doesn't have experience in the position, but he's got experience and a lot of it in the city. He knows what the expectations are.
Oh, well, no, there's another perfect example of a guy that made his home here.
Yeah, he's played a long time.
Exactly.
He played in Montreal. He's from Canada. He made his home here.
So
609-403-0973.
Yeah, one quick question before we go to break. This one actually comes via our live stream on StreamYard. He says, "Hey, Chief, it's from Tony Damiani. After you guys won, you went to my neighborhood and stopped at Jack's Mummers Club. How neat was it that you guys connected with a little South Philly spot?"
Yeah, it was pretty cool. Like, I didn't really know about what was going on. So I'll tell the story. I'm like, what is this Gloria song played in our room after games? I have no clue because I don't go in the locker room after the game.
You don't?
Win or lose. Normally I don't. I just leave it to the players. And
Right.
I come in there the next day and, talk about the game or
Right.
go over situations. Because after a game, the emotions are high, especially with a coach. We lose, win, you know what I mean? So I really I leave the room to the players, and I'm hearing this Gloria song. Like, what is this song? And so then I finally got wind of the story about those boys. I think the Eagles were playing in a playoff game at the time.
Yeah.
And they went over to this Jack's, or what is it called again?
Jack's Mummers Club.
Jack's Mummers Club, because somebody knew somebody there. It's a private club.
Right.
And they went in there and they were watching the game and they got to know the players. And this Gloria song came on and blah, blah, blah. And then we went and we beat Philly 3-0. So then they just started playing that song.
Is that how it started?
That's how it started.
Oh
And so they got to, we got to know these guys, and they're great guys. So it was pretty cool.
Well, it's got to be cool taking the cup around to all the places, that
was
frequented.
It was great. When you have the cup like that and be able to take it to places and share with your fans in St. Louis, your family, and all that.
You get to bring it home to your hometown.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. Great time.
609-403-0973. If you have a question for the Chief, send us a text message at 609-403-0973. We're also streaming on our YouTube channel on StreamYard. You can go to my website, The Locker Room, Billy Schweim. com. Scroll down and you can click on the YouTube channel. 609-403-0973 is the text board. Send Chief a question. I want to remind people the first hour of the locker room is powered by Surety Title. Surety provides comprehensive title insurance protection and professional settlement services for home buyers and sellers, real estate agents, brokers, lenders, home builders, developers, and attorneys to facilitate your real estate purchases. From the shore to Center City and every place in between, Surety Title is there for you. With 15 office locations in New Jersey and PA, that's Surety Title. For more information, call my good friend Ron Conklin at 856-988-8900 or give the Ocean City office a call at 609-399-1227. Hey, a new wind is blowing at Maserati the Main Line. The all-new Maserati Gregale midsize SUV has officially arrived. Stop by Maserati the Main Line, located in Devon, PA, just minutes away from Center City, Philadelphia, to experience it for yourself. With class-leading space, advanced driving, and technology features, the Gregale makes every journey a thrilling experience. From your daily commute to weekend road trips, the Maserati Gregale elevates every moment into something truly special. Test drive the all-new Gregale for yourself and experience how it makes every day exceptional. Visit them online at motml.com or give them a call at 484-804-4800. That's 484-804-4800. Ask for Michael Pileggi to schedule your test drive today. When we return, we'll go on the mound with Tommy Greene. You're listening to The Locker Room with Billy Schwein right here on 97.3 ESPN.
Coming up on the next edition of the Sports Bash with Mike Gill.
Hey, it's Mike Gill. Coming up on Monday's show, we'll look back at the Phillies weekend against the Nationals. Eagles OTAs continue. We've got football at 4. The Sixers offseason is getting close. We'll take a preview of that and the NBA Finals. All that and more Monday.
The Sports Bash, weekdays from 2 to 6 on 97.3 ESPN, South Jersey's sports leader.
Train presents The Unstoppables. Those captains of comfort, those gargantuans of the guarantee, those satisfaction savants who persevere perilously beyond probability as the raconteurs of reliability. Here's to Train's heralded heroes of heating and air conditioning, those comfort kings with a tireless tenacity for total turnaround. The Train Comfort Specialists. Just one more reason why it's hard to stop a train.
Hi, this is Joe Lenigan, owner of Lenigan Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling. Call us today for your free train system quote at 609-399-1200 or online at ocnjplumber.com. And please don't forget to ask for the military and senior discount.
Calling again, again and again. Calling again, again and again.
Hi, this is ex-Philadelphia Eagles tight end Ken Dunnick, and I'm the current publisher of Jersey Man and Philly Man magazine, and I'm asking you to become a Camden County police officer and help make our city a better place to live. The Camden County Police Department is now hiring for sworn officers who are going to make a difference in our community. The first year's salary for the position is $51,000. So join the effort today to be part of something bigger than yourself. Visit CamdenCountyPD.org to apply online. That's CamdenCountyPD.org. Thank you.
Do you want to get in shape and feel great and look better on the beach? At Local Gym and Fitness, located at 908 Asbury Avenue, you can accomplish your goal. 4 local guys with a passion and experience in fitness wanted to open a gym that delivers a quality, hospitable, clean, and friendly environment. Don't be intimidated. Be a local. Local Gym has the best equipment around with 4 fully loaded Olympic and CrossFit platforms, Jacob's ladders, Stairmasters, bikes, and ergs. Local Gym and Fitness provides quality trainers to lend their expertise with all your training needs. They're open 7 days a week. Memberships are affordable. So be a local at Local Gym and Fitness. Call them today at 609-545-8732 or go online at localgymandfitness.com. I'll see you there.
Have you ever noticed that when the afternoon light hits your floors, you can see everything, including dust?
So much dust.
And that floor dust gets kicked up into the air, compromising the quality of air you and your family breathe.
Eesh.
Swiffer Heavy Duty Sweeper is the fast and easy way to clean your floors with ultra-thick pads that trap and lock dust before it gets in the air. Just a couple minutes a day,
and dust is gone.
Swiffer Heavy Duty Sweeper. proud partner of the American Lung Association.
Progressive covers pets in our auto policy at no extra charge. Now let's see what your dog has to say.
As a dog, I think Progressive's auto pet policies. Oh, what is that? That's just my tail. Weird. Anyway, Progressive protects. There it is again. See? This is why I need protection. I'm so distracted. Nope, that is still my tail.
Progressive Auto Insurance covers pets for up to $1,000 in a car accident at no extra charge. And we think your dog would say that's great too. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates. Coverage for cats and dogs included with the purchase of collision coverage and subject to policy terms.
You're listening to The Locker Room with Billy on 97.3 ESPN and the free 97.3 ESPN mobile app.
All right, we're back broadcasting live here at the Toms River Auto Group studio in Northfield. It's The Locker Room with Billy Schwein. We're joined today in the studio with former Flyer and current head coach of the St. Louis Blues, Craig Berube. We're just hanging out, talking sports. But every Sunday, Chief, we get to talk Phillies baseball. And we go on the mound with Tommy Greene, brought to you by the John R Elliott Hero Campaign for Designated Drivers, a longtime partner of the Philadelphia Phillies, reminding you not to drink and drive, but always have a designated driver. Designated hitters win games. Designated drivers save lives. Take the Hero Pledge today at theherocampaign.org. And remember to be a hero, be a designated driver. Let's go to the Maserati, the Mainline Sports Hotline, and welcome in to the locker room, former Phillies pitcher, Tommy Greene. Good morning, Tommy Greene.
Good morning, Billy. Glad to be on with you guys. Hello, Craig. How you doing, my friend?
Tommy, how are you, Beth? How are you?
I'm doing good. I'm doing good.
So, Tommy, I said to Chief on the way in, I said, have you ever golfed with Tommy Greene? Because Tommy takes his golf very seriously.
I never had the chance to golf with him. I was supposed to. Mike Anton, as Tommy knows, he brought him to Lookaway a few times. We just never hooked up. I wish we would have, but maybe we'll get together and play someday. It'd be great.
Oh, it would be awesome. I tell you what, golf is my way out now. Since I can't throw a baseball anymore, and I don't want to throw a baseball anymore. I play golf.
Yeah, I'm with you. I don't want to skate anymore. I got to go on the ice and stand there and blow a whistle, but that's about it.
All right, Tommy Greene. Let's talk about the Philadelphia Phillies. Boy, I got to tell you, man.
You sure you really want to?
Well, I tell you what, I don't, but that's why we pay you. Listen, Tommy.
That might cost you more.
Hey, Tommy, my brother Bobby, I have a identical twin brother Bobby, as you know. And yesterday we had a huge fight because I said that Nick Castellanos, I mean, he's played great. Don't get me wrong. Nick Castellanos, and I'm not blaming him for anything. He's played really well in right field all season long. And even last year, he's made some great plays. But I thought he should have had that ball in right field the other day. What do you say?
You saying the one that went off the wall?
Yeah. It was right by his glove.
No, that ball went off the top of the wall.
That's what my brother said. I'm going to fight you too.
Come down. That's why he hit it. That's why he hit him in the heel of the glove. You know, because I looked at it too. I said he didn't make a good effort at that, but that ball hit higher up on the wall than he could have got.
Yeah, see, I didn't think he
we're
made.
Talking about.
Yeah, but you just said you didn't think
the same play.
Yeah, we are. You said you didn't think he made a good effort. I didn't think he jumped. Is my point.
Well, I mean, he did, but that ball hit. It went high up on the wall. When you see it hit, he couldn't have reached it anyway. You know, he was like caught in between, I think, and you know, it was just. I mean, it was just lucky to hit his glove. The one I thought should have been caught was the one in the first inning that Schwarber, you know, that's the one.
Right.
He made an effort for it, but anybody else out there catches that ball.
And then Brandon Marsh,
Tommy
Brandon Marsh, he misjudged the ball in center field in the same inning.
Yeah. So it's, I mean, the defense, I mean, we've talked about this over and over and over again. To take the strain off the offense and stuff like that, you know, in baseball and any other sport, in any way, is through your defense. If your defense is solid, making the routine plays, making the routine catches, so to speak, or getting a good read, you know, and not coming in on the ball over your head, stuff like that. You know, I want to say sometimes it's hard to judge depending on the ball, but some of those balls, we're making too many of those mistakes over the course of the year that's costing us runs. and a chance to win ball games. We could have won that ball game the other day, even though we got down early. We come back in that ball game. They showed some fight, finally.
Listen,
so, I mean, it's
Tommy, I got to tell you, man, it's like yesterday, we're tied for last place with the stinking Washington Nationals. I mean, it's got to come to an end. Craig and I were talking earlier. This Phillies team is a good team, and even the Chief, you know what I mean?
It's not early anymore. It's not early anymore, Billy.
They gotta get going, Tommy.
Yes, they do. They got to start playing sound, good baseball, and it starts where they're pitching. They got to start pitching. They take care of that. The offense will kind of be there. If they pitch, if we pitch and play solid defense, our offense is going to have a chance to win ball games, just because we're not going to be that far out of anything where we can't score and have a chance to win ball games. But you look at everything, it's been a combo of everything. We haven't been scoring runs, and we hadn't been pitching. That's a bad combo.
So let me ask you two former professional players. At what point in the time is it the manager's fault that he's not getting these guys to play well?
It's always the coach's.
Seriously, what, right?
Well, I mean, I can't. The way I look at it as a player, and Craig he's a coach and stuff, but I was like, it's the player's got to go out there and play and hit ball, catch ball, see ball, and do the things that needs to be done. The coach, if it writes the lineup around, he could change some stuff around. Should he move Schwarber up in the lineup? Should he put him back down and hit him 6th or 7th? That type of thing. Hit Marsh in front of him, because I mean, you got some guys that are having pretty good years with so far. And I mean, but it's trying to find the right formula. Still, overall, we got some guys underperforming, and I mean, guys we were counting on. So until they get going, and until we get some solid, steady pitching, they don't have to be great. It just has to be solid, and to give us a chance to win ball games. And that's bottom line. Keep us in ball games to give us a chance to win. So that's all you can ask for.
In any sport, defense is really important to have, because it's hard to score runs, it's hard to score goals. It is
right.
You don't always consistently score runs or score goals.
Yeah, but they're averaging like 3.2, 3.8
your
runs.
Defense, like you said, the pitching has got to come together. When that does, you're gonna win a lot more games. You're gonna win a lot more close games. You don't have to score so many runs to score or to win games. And that's the same in any sport. So that's very important. What Tommy said, your defense and your pitching.
Oh, so
but the players got to start holding themselves accountable. And I always talk about leadership in all sports. The coach does have to hold players accountable, and he's got to move things around and change things if they're not going right. And that might be not playing a player as much or putting them in a different situation. But in the end, the leaders on the team got to take control of the team here and start stepping up and start pushing.
Yeah. I mean, there comes a point in time. I mean, it depends on what's going on in that clubhouse. I don't know how it is, because I'm not in the clubhouse. I know by experience our clubhouse, what happens if some of the leaders, I know we were fortunate to have had Darren and Crucky and those guys
Macho Row
in our clubhouse, but if things started going awry, you got some guys that get a little complacent and, maybe satisfied with what they're doing, and not kind of trying to make the gains and stuff they're doing. I mean, it never made it to the coaches, they held each other accountable. We got people, there got to be some self-checks. There got to be some teammates that check you. That's a good sign of a good team. They come to you. You have those talks about, hey, you can be better. Or you got that coach, like I had John Vukovic that got on me. He said, no, you're better than that. I don't want to see you doing the crap, the young stuff that, especially the way they play the game today with all the look at me and the rah-rah crap. And, I love John Vukovic. I mean, he helped me grow up to be a man, because I was young, and he challenged me to be better, and that's what it takes. It's not that he says, I did it. I do it. I get on you because I love you.
Right.
And I care about you, and you're better than you're showing. So it's about, hey, let's get better together. Let's work at it. That type of thing. And it gives you some motivation. Maybe as long as you feel like you got a little motivation, sometimes that's all it takes, a little bit, maybe for the light switch to go on, or you start seeing the ball a little bit better as a hitter. You know, I mean, because you go through troubles at the plate, man. With the ball, you just don't pick it up. And when you don't pick up spin, you don't pick it up, you're not going to hit. Yeah.
Every Sunday morning, we go on the mound with Tommy Greene, brought to you by the John R Elliott Hero Campaign for Designated Drivers. Let me ask you this, Chief. Is there such thing as a Super Bowl, World Series, Stanley Cup hangover? Like, you know, when you guys won the Stanley Cup the next year, what was it like? It's like the Phillies went all the way to the World Series last year. Are they having like a hangover maybe? Because this team's got talent.
Like you said, maybe a little complacent. You gotta, get rid of that complacency. I think, sometimes you need a kick in the butt, get going here. And I don't know who's going to do that.
Well, who's going to do that, Tommy Greene?
I'm just saying, like, you can't get complacent. Again, teams that win consistently and win multiple championships, it's leadership.
Billy.
Well, I mean, they got a couple guys, I think. I mean, from afar, just looking with the way Bryce plays the game and what he's tried to do on the field when he's out there and the way he plays, is that type of leader. He tries to lead by example by the way he plays the game. He plays hard. He tries to take that base. He challenges the other team, sometimes to his detriment sometimes. But, that's the way he plays the game. And I think Schwarber's a good, by what I hear, is a good clubhouse guy and stuff like that. Now, is that going to dictate the people turn around and hit? Sometimes that's the game of baseball that the baseball guy said, here, you don't have to deal with this and try to play again. They're beat up right now with injuries to key guys. They were counting on, especially in the rotation. They were counting on one of those young kids being there with that type of arm that they had, and that kid's being hurt. I mean, it'd been a good to see that guy in the fourth or fifth spot back there helping to turn back over that line, that rotation to get to Nola and Wheeler that we count on so much about. It just shows you how hard the game of baseball is when you got your two studs right there, up at the top of the rotation that are scuffling from time. I mean, having those peaks and valleys too much. Unless the little waves, they're having the big waves a little bit right now.
And today, Ranger Suarez is on the hill. He's 0-2, Tommy, with a 7.13 ERA.
He needs to turn it around.
I mean, he needs to turn it around, right, Danny?
I mean, it's got to happen.
Well, he did it last outing. If he has it remotely like he did his last outing, I'm good with that. He's on the right way. If he's remotely like he was last time out. He pitched 7 innings? Yeah. I'm good with that.
So Tommy, you alluded to the fact that Topper moved Schwarber back up to the one hole the other day. He got a hit, but I mean, you got a guy bat 167, and we know that Schwarber can hit, but he's not producing. You can't put him in a one hole.
This is what they've always done, because when he does get hot, he can carry it. As far as those, with that, he starts centering it up. He hits home runs in bunches, and that counts as runs. And that's what they're hoping to happen.
Tommy Greene, do you think the Phillies miss Rhys Hoskins?
Oh God, yeah.
Okay.
I do. I mean, anytime you got 30 home runs in the lineup, not there, and he's a streaky hitter too. But anytime you're missing that, oh my God, they missed that. They missed that offensive side that he supplies. I think he's a better average hitter than his careers. Because when he goes and he's right and he goes the opposite way too, he's as good as anybody, because he starts hitting for a better average and he drives the ball. He starts hitting more home runs. That's when you get your 30, 32, 33 home runs from it. So.
Well, I'll tell you what, Tommy Greene, man, they got to get a W today. They did get themselves out of that last place tie with the Nationals yesterday, but we got to continue in the right direction. And because
you got to play solid baseball, Billy.
Like Chief said, this team's a good team. They're just not doing it on the field.
Yeah, we just got to finish getting healthy. Get some guys back, and then we got some guys step up to play to their ability. We need Turner to start turning that corner, and going the other way. Yeah.
All right, Tina Green. Well, maybe one Sunday we're going to get you in the locker room here, hang out with us. But as always, we really appreciate your insight, and look forward to a Phillies game this afternoon against the Washington Nationals. I guess the first pitch is at 1:35.
Do you really look forward to it?
I'm going. Yeah. Listen, I got to be honest with you. Wait a minute. You know what, Tommy? The other Friday night, I got in front of my TV. I was ready for baseball. and then they were down 7-0. I was pissed.
Hey, that's the game, Billy.
You ruined my Friday night, Tommy.
Were you more pissed when they were down 7-0 or when they tied it up just to lose 8-7?
Because then I started clicking. As soon as I started clicking.
Oh, yeah, you start doing that, then you turn back around, and all of a sudden it's 7-7.
Yeah,
you know? It's not, as you know, it's not over to the big lady sings, man. It's not over.
All right, Tommy Greene. Listen, man, have a great rest of your Sunday, and we'll talk to you next Sunday right here on the Mound in the locker room with Tommy Greene.
You got it. Thanks, guys.
There he is. It's On the Mound with Tommy Greene, brought to you by the John R Elliott Hero Campaign for Designated Drivers, a longtime partner with the Philadelphia Phillies, reminding you not to drink and drive and to always have a designated driver. Designated hitters win games. Designated drivers save lives. Take the Hero Pledge today at herocampaign.org. And remember, to be a hero, be a designated driver. We'll remind people the first hour of the locker room is powered by Surety Title. Surety provides comprehensive title insurance protection and professional settlement services for home buyers and sellers, real estate agents, brokers, lenders, home builders, developers, and attorneys to facilitate your real estate purchases. From the shore to Center City and every place in between, Surety Title is there for you with 15 office locations in New Jersey and PA. That's Surety Title. For more information, call my good friend Ron Conklin at 856-988-8900 or give the Ocean City office a call at 609-320. Jersey Man and Philly Man magazine that is run by ex-Philadelphia tight end Ken Dunnick. But were you aware of their private business network they call the Legacy Club? Every month, they hold private events at upscale locations in Philadelphia and South Jersey that attract over 200 top business people. If you have an interest in attending one of these events and sees a fit for your business, send an email to ken@jerseymanmagazine.com or give them a call at 856-912-4007 for more information. All right, remember, we have the Chief Craig Berube in here. If you'd like to ask Craig a question, send us a text message to 609-403-0973. If you want to ask the Chief a question, 609-403-0973. When we return, we'll wrap up hour number one. You're listening to The Locker Room with Billy Schwein right here on 97.3 ESPN.
Here's what you missed on Keyshawn, J. Will, and Max.
Back in the day, I was a casino manager, and Mr. Johnson came in one night. And he was wearing his own football jersey.
Hey, what team
it
was
was
this?
It was 1999. We just thought it was odd that you were wearing your own jersey.
He really got me out there looking like a lame. Man, please, Dave, stop it. Keyshawn, J. Will, and Max. Weekday mornings at 6 on 97.3 ESPN and the 97.3 ESPN free mobile app.
Finding an electrician that is dependable, prompt, and experienced is important. Tom Jackson & Sons Electrical Service is just that. Service in Atlantic and Cape May counties for 40 years, Tom Jackson & Sons Electrical Services specializes in both commercial and residential work and provides 24-hour emergency services. No job too big and no job too small. Call Tom Jackson & Sons Electrical Services. They do it all. Call for a free estimate, 609-399-1999.
Call Tom Jackson and Sons for electrical, they're number one.
The Point is your destination for a tropical oasis at the Jersey Shore. Now with 2 locations on Bay Avenue in Summers Point and their new location at 43rd Street off the boardwalk in Sea Isle City. The Point has the best food and drink specials with their famous Tiki Bar, offering a waterfront view of the bay in Summers Point and the ocean in Sea Isle. Plus, live music is featured 7 days a week at both The Point locations. For more information, check out The Point on Facebook and visit them online at dothepoint.com.
Every year, hundreds of children suffer from unintentional injuries or death due to unsecured guns. Camden County and Moms Demand Action South Jersey are asking for your help to reduce gun violence by spreading the Be Smart message.
Store guns unloaded, locked, and separate from ammunition. And talk to other parents about secure gun storage.
It's up to us to prevent these tragedies and save lives. Visit CamdenCounty.com/BeSmart to learn how we can stop gun accidents and deaths together.
What's up? It's a Target trend alert. New swim has just arrived and it's sunny weather approved. If you're into bikinis or one pieces, high waists or cutouts, they're the perfect combo of trendy, flattering, and affordable. That's right. And there are so many cool styles with gorgeous details. These suits have macrame, crochet, wood beads, pretty shells, and more. Totally a luxe for less vibe. Yes, so dive in and shop this Target trend without the spend.
Texting enrolls you in recurring automated marketing text messages. Consent not required to purchase. Message and data rates may apply.
Leaving for the gym so early?
I'm ready to go.
Since you started taking Nugenix Total T, you've been acting like when we met in our 20s.
I feel like myself again. Lower testosterone after turning 40 slowed me down. Nugenix Total T has been a game changer for me.
What is it about Nugenix Total T that's different?
Well, it's a patented key ingredient called testofen. It boosts free and total testosterone to help you get back the drive and energy from your youth. It's backed by 5 clinical studies.
I've seen the huge difference it's made for you in the gym, at work, and in the bedroom.
I'm so glad I sent them a text for my complimentary bottle. Text ROCK to 321321 right now for your complimentary bottle of Nugenix Total T. Nugenix is the #1 selling testosterone boosting brand at GNC and Walmart. Do it now, and we'll also send you.
All right, we're back broadcasting live at the Toms River Auto Group studio right here in Northfield. Billy Schwein. Craig Berube's joining us in the studio. Jenny Ryan is the producer, and the Intern Leeds is here. Send us a text message if you want to ask the Chief Craig Berube a question. 609-403-0973 is the text board. 609-403-0973 if you want to ask the Chief a question. Send us, if you want to call, 609-573-3776 is the phone number. We got the Chief for another hour.
Wow. One more hour.
One more hour.
He's counting down the seconds.
It's the locker with Billy Schwein, Craig Berube, Danny Ryan, the Intern Andrew Leeds right here on 97.3 ESPN and the 97.3 ESPN mobile app.
You haven't downloaded the 97.3 ESPN free mobile app? Well, go get it now to follow all the Philly sports teams at 97.3ESPN.com. Powered by First Bank of Sea Isle City.
Texting privacy policy and terms and conditions posted at textplan.us. Texting enrolls for recurring automated text marketing messages. Message and data rates may apply. Reply stop, opt out. Go to nomoredraftywindows.com for full offer details. Attention all homeowners. Do you know when to replace your windows? Feeling too hot or cold? It's time to replace. Fog between the glass. Time to replace. Spending too much on expensive energy that literally goes out the window? It's definitely time to replace. If you've put off replacing windows in your home because it's too expensive, here's great news. You can now get a free in-home window consultation and free price quote from Renewal by Andersen, the company with the most 5-star reviews among leading full-service window replacement companies. And right now, you can save $359 off every window and $887 off every door. Just text PLACE to 200-300 for your free consultation on top-quality affordable windows or patio doors for $0 down, 0 payments, and 0 interest for a year. That's right. You don't pay a dime for an entire year. Plus, save $359 off every window and $887 off every door. But hurry, these big dollar savings end this month. Text PLACE to 200-300 right now. Text the word PLACE to 200-300. Don't wait. Text PLACE to 200-300.
Are you tired of choosing between fine dining with stuffy, uptight vibes or settling for a casual meal with subpar cuisine? Hey, it's Mike Gill. Trio North Wildwood solves this dilemma by offering the perfect blend of both. Our cozy, relaxed atmosphere pairs seamlessly with chef-inspired gourmet dishes that will have our taste buds dancing. Don't sacrifice quality for comfort any longer. Book your reservations on Resi for Trio North Wildwood now. Trio North Wildwood, 700 New Jersey Avenue, North Wildwood, TrioNW.com.
Progressive covers pets in our auto policy at no extra charge. Now let's hear what your dog has to say.
As a dog, I think Progressive's auto pet policy is... Oh, what is that? That's just Mateo. Weird. Anyway, Progressive protects... There it is again. See? This is why I need protection. I'm so distracted. Nope, that is still Mateo.
Progressive Auto Insurance covers pets for up to $1,000 in a car accident at no extra charge. And we think your dog would say that's great too. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Coverage for cats and dogs included with the purchase of collision coverage and subject to policy terms.
We got Verizon 5G home internet. It's from Verizon. Safe choice, right?
Well, some things that look great end up being not so great.
Like the time you bought a shrimp roll from a gas station.
Or when you bought that used sports car.
What about when we got Billy that drum set?
The point is, Verizon 5G home internet sounded great,
but turned out to be something else. And we deserve fast, reliable internet. We deserve Xfinity.
It's time for better internet. Switch to Xfinity. Learn more at xfinity.com/Verizon 5G Facts. Now through June 21st, get started with 200 megabit per second Xfinity internet with Wi-Fi equipment included. It's all just $25 a month for 2 years with no annual contract. You can save up to $600 in your first 2 years over Verizon. Go to Xfinity.com/Verizon 5G Facts, call 1-800-XFINITY, or visit a store today. Requires paperless billing and autopay with stored bank account. Restrictions apply. Taxes and fees extra. After promo, regular internet rates apply. Actual speeds vary. Compares Xfinity Connect More to Verizon 5G Home Plan.
South Jersey's play-by-play home for the Eagles, Sixers, and Flyers.
He scored!
97.3 ESPN, WENJ, WENJ HD Millville, Atlantic City, a Town Square media station.
Red 83!
Welcome to the locker room. Vince Papali, welcome to the locker room.
I can smell it already, Billy. What's happening, buddy?
Von Hayes, welcome to the locker room with Billy Schwein.
Yeah, hey, Billy, how you doing out there?
Rich Gannon, welcome to the locker room, Rich.
Thanks, guys. It's great to be with you.
Great Bob McElwee, NFL referee.
Hey, Bill, how you doing?
Craig Berube. Craig, welcome to the locker room.
All right, thanks, Billy.
We have the real Pat Croce in the locker room.
Let me off the bench, Coach.
And now here's your host, Billy Schwein.
All right, we're back broadcasting live right here in the Tom's River Auto Group studio in Northfield. Billy Schwein joined today in studio with former Flyers ringer and the head coach right now of the St. Louis Blues, Craig Berube. Chief, good to be back in town, ain't it, Chief? You love Ocean City, don't you?
Yeah, I do. We didn't have very good weather this weekend,
How
but
about that, huh?
yeah,
Freezing cold last night.
freezing cold, windy.
Up on the boardwalk and everything.
Yeah, I bring the kids up there. You know, they like going up there, but weather was tough.
Yeah.
You
Well,
know.
it's still
It's
early.
great to come down here,
Yeah.
though.
Chief, we alluded to this earlier. By the way, if you want to ask Chief a question today, you got an hour left in the show. 609-403-0973 is the text board. If you have a question for the Chief, 609-403-0973. If you want to send us or call us at 609-573-3776 to talk to the Chief, give us a call. But Chief, we talked about the fact that a lot of the former players that played here live here.
Yeah.
Because it's a great area, but it's also a great sports town.
Great sports town, great area, lots to do. Like, you know,
The shore.
the beach is closed.
Great golf
the
courses,
mountains
right?
are closed. Great golf courses. Again, a great sports town. So it's a good spot to, you know, a lot of ex-Flyers, you know,
Yeah.
hang around here and live here.
All right, Chief, the Philadelphia 76ers, because you're aware of what's going on. I mean, you obviously watch all sports. Philadelphia 76ers hired a new head coach, Nick Nurse. What do you think about that hire? And what do you think he's going to be able to do with the Sixers that, say, Doc Rivers couldn't do?
Yeah, that's a good question. I mean, he's won a championship in Toronto. So he comes with a lot of pedigree, right? Not that Doc Rivers didn't, but I think, you know, they obviously thought Doc probably ran his course here. Did a great job with the team. I mean, they're competitive and they're right there. They just didn't get it done. So that's what happens in sports.
Chief,
you make a move, you're not going to, sometimes you can move players and that's not easy to do,
Right.
but you can fire a coach and bring in a new one, and it's a new voice and a different system.
Because you know why because we're friends. And sometimes I take it personally. Like when Hextall let you go, I took it personally. I was pissed because I didn't think you got a fair shake there. You got fired, and then you go on and you win a Stanley Cup for the Blues, which was cool. But do you think you were let go justly? Because you didn't have any talent on that team.
No, I mean, listen,
and you didn't have good leadership because you told me. I'm not going to point out any names.
If you don't get it done, and we didn't get it done, and so he came in that year as a new general manager, right? Paul Holmgren stepped down,
right?
So he's going to do what he wants to do as a general manager, and that's a choice he made. That's all it really boils down to. A lot of times GMs, when they come in, they're new GMs, they want to bring in their own people. That's what it boils down to.
All right. When you guys used to tell me that when you make it to the NHL or professional sports, every team has that. They're all professional athletes. What separates just leadership? What separates from an average team to a great team if they're all NHL caliber players NBA caliber players. Can Joel Embiid, he's been criticized for not being a champion, like being able to win a championship.
It's just me from afar, and listen, I'm not going to speculate too much because I'm not there. I'm not around there. He's a great player, but you have to have more than just one great player around you. You got to have surrounding players. You know, you need help. All great teams have, you know, a real good surrounding cast.
Okay.
You
Supporting
know, like
cast.
supporting cast, whatever you want to call it. You know, I mean, you look at the Eagles team last year. Hurts is a great player,
Yeah.
but he's got great lines on both sides of the football.
Right, because these games are won up front.
And, you know, every team, every sports team and every sport has to have a good surrounding cast.
Yeah, but when
to a
people
great
knock
player.
Joel Embiid, they say he's not a champion. He'll never win the championship.
Well, you know, you can't say
You
that.
can't
That's
say
not
that, right?
true. He's a great player. And if you surround him with the right people, you can win.
So that's why Nick Nurse, right, Danny? Nick Nurse decided to come here because he knows what he has in Joel Embiid, right?
Exactly. He sees how good he is. He's a great player.
If I'm Nick Nurse, I really like, and I told you this off the air too. I look at this really offensive game plan and how they kind of orchestrated it and how Doc Rivers did it. Everyone was just standing around at all times. There was no game plan aside from a James Harden isolation or a James Harden pick and roll that he can feed Embiid on. Nick Nurse is going to have this team moving around at all times, and I think it's going to be a much more, I don't even want to say better offense, but just a complicated offense. It was so simple with Doc Rivers at times. He did a good job, but at times.
Maybe Nick Nurse knows wants to go to. He was only 9-9 against the Sixers, so he never really. His teams played average against the Sixers.
Yeah, I mean, he also had a historically good defense. He had Kawhi Leonard, but in 2019 when they won the championship, his defensive sets and his defensive game plan as well were great. So I think what you didn't get in Brett Brown and Doc Rivers, they're hoping to get here, obviously, not even from a winning perspective, but just from, is he going to do more to get our players involved and have this be a more strategic offense? And I think that's what you're going to get from him.
609-403-0973. If you want to ask the Chief Craig Berube a question, 609-403-0973 is the text board. Chief, you said earlier that, leadership is big, but like how much can a coach, like, can Nick Nurse communicate, I guess, the message better than, say, like a Doc or anyone else to Joel Embiid?
Well, for sure. I think every coach has his own way of doing that. And it's like I said, it's a different voice. And, he might create some different situations for these guys and thought process, that works for them and they become a better team. Who knows? I mean, like I said, I'm not there. I'm not in that locker room. I don't really know what's going on.
Yeah, but as a professional coach, you know what the person, it's like a lot of different personalities.
Sometimes leadership has to be, taught to a player too.
Really?
Yeah. Like not every player just has the leadership qualities. And sometimes as a coach, you got to push that and you got to help these guys along. That's your job.
There was a viral video that went around after you won the Stanley Cup of your motivation before you guys went out to, your locker room speech. Yeah. I love it because I know you personally. That was you. You were real. The players can see real as opposed to maybe not.
Yeah,
real,
for sure.
Right?
I
like you love, like you care about your players. Like
definitely.
you heard Tommy Greene saying that Vukovic loved his players. He felt that. I love you guys. Is that a component that you use to?
You have to love your players. You gotta believe in your players, and you gotta let them know that.
Okay,
for sure. And I do. I mean, that's part of my coaching. I'm an honest guy. I'm direct and honest with them, and I don't beat around the bush.
Right.
I tell them exactly.
So you're
what
on it. Honesty is a major component.
For sure. You got to tell them what they're doing right and what they're doing wrong, and you got to show them love sometimes. Sometimes you got to kick them in the butt. It goes both ways. I mean, but at the same time, they can't take it to heart so much. Like it's constructive criticism,
right?
And they got.
But there are players.
But
there are like.
Sure.
Could you do that to a veteran like James Harden?
I don't know. I don't know James Harden, but he should be able to handle it. That's
I think
part
he
of
can.
the job.
I think he can do it to him. And here's why. I wanted to read this quote from Fred VanVleet, a possible future 76er in the next coming months. But he went on a podcast via Stadium and said, well, Nick Nurse is going to bring new ideas, creative ideas. It's going to be a great breath of fresh air for them. He's definitely a different guy, but certainly one of the top coaches in the NBA. And we saw that with us winning a championship in 2019. I just think he's going to think outside the box in comparison to our previous coaches. I think Brett Brown was processed into the first few years of us competing, and he didn't really know what to do. Rivers, you knew what he was when he was coming in. Nick Nurse, he's a new mind. He's only been in the league for 4 or 5 years, and he's proven. I think that's the most important part, too. I mean, he's shown what he can do when he's at his top, and when he really is getting through to these guys, it looks like a well-orchestrated
let's
machine.
hope so, because Joel Embiid's his points per game dropped like by 9 points in the playoffs.
It always does,
He
though.
scored 9 points average less, Chief.
Yeah, and like I said, you're going to – in the playoffs, it's going to be tighter, right?
Right.
And they're going to get checked harder. The people are going to be on you, and that's where you need a real good supporting cast around you, people that can do the job.
609-403-0973. If you have a question for the Chief, Craig Berube sent us a text message at 609-403-0973. Send us a text message if you have a question for the Chief. Chief, one thing before we get back, when we get to break, the players got to like each other too, or no? I mean, if the players, like you got your Flyers teams in 80, 87, 88,
yeah,
you guys
yeah, we're a tight group. I don't think every team likes each other to that level. Like I'm not saying that you have to be buddy all the time, but when you get on the field or on the court or on the ice,
if you are buddy, doesn't that help?
It does help for sure. I agree, but that's not always the case. But when you get on the ice, you got to play for each other. It's about putting the team first and playing for each other out there. And when you do that and your team does that, you give yourself an opportunity to win if you're talented enough.
609-403-0973 is the text board. If you have a question for the Chief, send us a text message at 609-403-0973. Hey, for over 83 years, the Circle Liquor Store has offered the best selection of beer, wine, and spirits in South Jersey. I know Chief used to go over there a lot when you were playing for the Flyers. It's a stone's throw away from Ocean City. It's a landmark with a friendly staff. It's no wonder why Circle Liquors was named Best of Philly, Best of Atlantic City with the most competitive prices around. Circle Liquor Store is now a proud sponsor of the second hour of the Locker Room with Billy Schwein. Throwing a party, a wedding, 4th of July party, let Chet and his staff make sure you have everything you need. Check out the website at circleliquors.com or give them a call at 609-927-2921. Hey, they deliver at Circle Liquor Store in Summers Point, New Jersey. Hey, folks, I'm here to tell you about Lavari Seafood Bar and Grill, located on Route 50 at Tuckahoe Road in Petersburg, just 8 minutes over Ocean City's 34th Street Bridge. It's an old school bar, 18 big screen TVs, daily specials. They're open every day at 11 a.m., celebrating 15 years in business. When you get down there, say hello to the bartenders, Renee and Kim. Every Thursday night is wing night, $1 wings, $2.50 domestic drafts, live music every Friday night. Hey, you want to book a private party? Call my good friend Dave Lavari at 609-628-2225. All right, when we return, we'll continue more here in the locker room with Craig Berube on 97.3 ESPN.
Coming up on the next edition of the Sports Bash with Mike Gill.
Hey, it's Mike Gill. Coming up on Monday's show, we'll look back at the Phillies weekend against the Nationals. Eagles OTAs continue. We've got football at 4. The Sixers offseason is getting close. We'll take a preview of that and the NBA Finals. All that and more Monday.
The Sports Bash, weekdays from 2 to 6 on 97.3 ESPN, South Jersey's sports leader.
Ocean City's real estate market is red hot, and you need an agent that has the knowledge and expertise to help. Contact Ocean City's top agent, Mark Grimes. Mark has been selling real estate for 30 years in South Jersey. He can answer all your real estate questions and find you the perfect property. He's available anytime on his cell at 609-425-2042. When Philadelphia star athletes are looking for a house at the beach, they contact Mark Grimes, specializing in buying and selling vacation homes, single-family homes, condominiums, and duplexes, residential and commercial, as well as new construction projects or investment opportunities. Mark Grimes, he's your agent at the beach. Give him a call right now, 609-425-2042, or check out his website at grimes.com.
Hundreds of Volkswagens in stock and on sale. Hundreds of Mitsubishis, even 100 electric Bintelli golf carts in stock and on sale at Tom's River Auto Group. And not one a penny over sticker. Plus, Tom's River Auto has a Birds fan bonus. $500 off just for showing up in a team jersey, hat, socks, whatever. How easy is that? New or used, Tom's River's got plenty, but hurry. On sale, they're flying. Click Tom'sRiverAutoGroup.com.
Finding an electrician that is dependable, prompt, and experienced is important. Tom Jackson and Sons Electrical Service is just that. Service in Atlantic and Cape May counties for 40 years, Tom Jackson and Sons Electrical Services specializes in both commercial and residential work and provides 24-hour emergency services. No job too big and no job too small. Call Tom Jackson and Sons Electrical Services. They do it all. Call for a free estimate, 609-399-1999.
Call Tom Jackson and Sons for electrical, they're number one.
Do you want to get in shape and feel great and look better on the beach? At Local Gym and Fitness, located at 908 Asbury Avenue, you can accomplish your goal. 4 local guys with a passion and experience in fitness wanted to open a gym that delivers a quality, hospitable, clean, and friendly environment. Don't be intimidated. Be a local. Local Gym has the best equipment around with 4 fully loaded Olympic and CrossFit platforms, Jacob's ladders, Stairmasters, bikes, and ergs. Local Gym and Fitness provides quality trainers to lend their expertise with all your training needs. They're open 7 days a week. Memberships are affordable. So be a local at Local Gym and Fitness. Call them today at 609-545-8732 or go online at localgymandfitness.com. I'll see you there.
With summer savings at the Home Depot, we have laundry appliances that just fit. Fit your space, fit your needs, and fit your budget. Like a new LG laundry set with 6 motion technology, using different wash motions to get clothes cleaner. And sensor dry to automatically adjust drying time, all making laundry quicker, cleaner, and easier on your clothes. Final days to save up to 30% on select appliances plus $100 off select laundry sets at the Home Depot ends June 7th. Pricing valid May 18th through June 7th, 2023. U.S. only. See store or online for details.
You're listening to The Locker Room with Billy Schwein, 97.3 ESPN and the free 97.3 ESPN mobile app.
All right, we're back broadcasting live here at the Toms River Auto Group studio in Northfield. Billy Schwein. We're joined today, very special guest, fun with Chief Craig Berube, former Flyers winger, and of course the head coach of the St. Louis Blues. He's got a Stanley Cup under his belt. Danny Ryan, the intern Andrew Leeds is in here. Danny, you have the Philadelphia Phillies starting lineup.
It's almost like you're reading my mind here, Billy. No, I'm just kidding. Yeah, so the lineup for the series finale at 1:35 p.m. for the first pitch. Schwarber leading off again, playing left field. Castellanos again batting second. So they liked what they saw, even though he didn't get a hit yesterday, or I think he had 1 hit. Harper DH batting third. Trey Turner in the 4th spot, playing shortstop. Batting 5th, Bryson Stott back in the lineup, playing 2nd. Batting 6th, JT Realmuto, the catcher. Batting 7th, Brandon Marsh in center field. Batting 8th, Cody Clemens at first base. And now on the 3rd straight day in a row, Drew Ellis makes the lineup, playing 3rd base, batting 9th.
So that's the starting lineup for your Philadelphia Phillies today. And yeah, I do get excited. You know, I mean, look, I'm an old man now, right? What do? I look forward to watching the Philadelphia Phillies or the Flyers or the Eagles. I get excited for the games, and when they don't come out and play well, Chief, it's a bummer.
Well, you're a sports guy,
right?
You know, you do a radio show, you're in the sports, so you gotta.
But I look
your
forward.
job is to watch them too and know what's going on.
Yeah, but I enjoy watching.
I know,
and I'm pulling for the teams.
Yeah.
And when they come out and they give you an effort like they did the other night,
baseball is a little different. You gotta. I don't like effort. You can talk about effort in baseball.
Yeah.
Baseball is a lot of talent. You know, you hit the ball like you know what I mean.
Yeah.
It's like
so mental too.
It's mental. Like you know, you don't think Schwarber wants to go up there and get
I
a
was
hit.
going to say,
Like,
that's a great
I mean, you know, it's tough.
So he's
And
got
sometimes you get
166. You think that he's holding like gripping the bat too
I'm
tight?
sure it's bothered. It's definitely
Because he doesn't want to hit.
The guy wants to hit 35, 40 home runs.
Well, he's also probably thinking to himself, they banned the shift this year, and I'm hitting my worst batting average I've probably had in my entire career, when it shouldn't be that. His batting average should have gone up from last
Something
season.
like that could get in his head too, you know, banning the shift and things like that. Who knows? I don't know. I'm not a baseball player. But
But you only scored 3 goals in your career, so when you went out.
From the top rope there, Schweiner.
I think I scored 70 in 1,000 in some games.
I got to be honest with you.
Yeah.
And don't take this the wrong way, because I'm really happy for you, and I'm proud of you. At the same time, if I were to look back, would you be honest? If you were to look back, did you ever see yourself as a head coach?
Not early on, obviously. When I was playing in Washington, Dale Hunter and I became real good friends. And he was, you know, obviously a great player for Washington, the captain there. And we started to really focus on hockey, like watching it, like other teams play, and just, you know, talking.
Was that because you just loved the game, or because you had all
Love
3
the game. Love the game.
It wasn't like you were thinking ahead, like
no, not so much. We watch a lot of hockey, and then we knew at some point we were both going to be involved in hockey.
Chief, you had a long career. What's it, like 17 years in the NHL?
Yeah, at least something
17 years in the NHL.
So,
Doing it the way you did it was tough, too.
Yeah, wasn't
because the
easy.
game's changed.
Yeah, it's changed.
And that's another thing. I always talk about this. But hockey, like you played, your game was to mix it up and intimidate, and you don't necessarily like that part of the game.
No,
because you say that today's game's better.
Well, it's a great game today. I think it's the speed and the ability that players have to do things in tight spaces in no time. Like I talk about this Connor McDavid all the time.
Right.
Plays for the Edmonton Oilers. Like I don't know, he's so good. He's an incredible athlete to be able to do the things he does out there at the speed he does. It's fascinating. It really is. I mean, I don't know if there's a better sport athlete than him.
Really?
Yeah, he's that good, in my opinion.
See, because
I
think the best athletes in all sports, I think, would have to be the NBA.
Yeah, I would agree with you on that.
Right?
But
Because I
this
see
guy-
talking and you dribble basketball.
Yeah, I'm not too good at that.
Hey, Billy, you ready for this?
Yeah.
The announcers got really excited because it's been a while.
Oh man, I believe so. I'll get no. It's against the Penguins. It looks like actually.
Billy, my last year, I'm playing in Calgary. It was my last year playing for the Calgary Flames, and I think we played 53 games or something, 50-some games. I looked at my stats, 0 goals. I said, I gotta quit.
We got Craig Berube in the locker room with us. Send us a message if you want to ask Steve a question. 609-403-0973. 17 years in the league. I mean, that's outstanding. And the way you did it, I mean, so obviously.
Well, you got to love the game.
Right,
I love the game.
but
Like
you
I love,
contributed.
but you got to love to, in my opinion, for me, and I still love it, and that's why I'm involved in the game. Is in my opinion, there's nothing better to be involved with a team.
Right.
And going to the
that
rink,
team concept.
going to the rink every day, and as a coach now, you're running the whole thing. You're trying to, get that team to do things together and to play together, and that's the whole key, right? Because you can't do it without being a real good team.
So
it's
Chief,
impossible.
Chief, how about this? Ready?
You can have all the talent in the world. The Edmonton Oilers have the best,
What, that 87
they
team?
got right now.
Right now.
They have
Yeah, but they got beat
two
by.
of the top players in the National Hockey League.
How come they didn't win?
It's again, you can have the best players, but if you don't do it as a team and you're not deep enough as a team, it's hard to win.
So, Chief, let me ask you this question: Why do athletes? This is it's kind of a rhetorical question, I guess. But why do athletes? Did you cry when you hung it up? Like
No.
athletes that get the
No,
podium,
but
and
I'm
they cry.
different. Like not everybody's
Because
the
it's
same.
because they're
I'm
going to
not
go
a-
away from the team thing.
I'm not emotional like that. Where like I'm gonna cry now. I was fortunate to be able to play in a National Hockey League first of all, and then play as long as I did. Like I mean, I was thrilled.
609-403-0973. If you want to send Chief a message, a question, send us a text word question to 609-403-0973. We're friends with talking to this guy, right? We're friends with Keith Jones. It's like in a fraternity, I guess, in a way that you guys.
Yeah, I think you over your
Because you say you talk to Chief a lot about coaching and stuff.
yeah. Well, we've been friends for a long time, obviously, and you have some guys that you stay in touch with your whole lifetime. That you played with and been around. Good guys, that you really got a tight bond with, and those are two guys that I've been tight with for a long time.
609-403-0973 is the text word. When you first got to Philadelphia from a little small town in Alberta, how big of a change was it? Was it a big change for you? Was it like overwhelming? Would you say, or?
I think it was overwhelming because I was gone playing junior hockey too. When I was younger and that. So
What time did you leave home? How old were you?
16. Yeah.
Because we have a guy right here in Ocean City who I've sent you his stats, and he plays goalie for Arizona, TJ Semptenfelder.
Mm-hmm.
And he was just passed over in the draft, but the kid's a really good goalie.
Yeah, well, there's still time. I
Yep.
mean, you don't have to be drafted. I was never drafted.
Right.
I just signed my last year junior as a free agent with the Flyers.
So tonight we have the Denver Nuggets against the Miami Heat. Here's Jimmy Butler in the championship with 7 undrafted guys, Chief.
Yeah, it's unreal.
How's that happen?
That's leadership right
Right?
there.
Well,
is that Jimmy Butler being a leader and then Spoelstra the coach?
I was going to say
'Cause I think
Spoelstra,
he's
too.
probably the best head coach in the league.
And has never won a Coach of the Year award,
Right?
which is crazy.
He's done a great job, obviously, to have that many undrafted players on that team, and they're in the finals.
Right? But you said to me on the way in that you think Denver.
Well,
they're just too big.
They're big.
Yeah.
They're big. They're going to be hard to handle.
When you have players struggling to guard their, let's say, fourth option in Aaron Gordon, then it's going to be a long series,
Size in any sport is huge. We all know that. I mean, hockey, it's important too. Like Vegas is a big team, top to bottom. They're big and they're deep. They're going to be hard to beat.
So my mantra is big guys beat up on little guys.
Hey, on that note, I want to finish this clip real quick.
Okay.
So that goal tied the game up at 1 apiece against the Penguins in the second.
So
right?
that was explain. That was cheap.
Yes. So that was Berube. Yes. So that was Craig, and they tied it up 1 apiece against the Pittsburgh Penguins in Philadelphia against Gene Sebastian Aubin. And then later on in the game, Philly took a 3-1 lead, and the Penguins got a little bit disrespected, I guess you could say, and Chief got into a bit of a scuffle, I guess you could say. Let's hear it. He's going. I mean, these hands were quick, Chief. And there's no real commentary after that. I'm just watching it on my end.
See, I know for a fact that you were friends when your younger days there. You mixed it up with some pretty tough stuff. Robert, Mike Maloney, Boom, right?
Yeah, a lot of guys.
Who's the guy that you when you square off and not the stuff square off? You're like,
COVID. Yeah, he fought like 9 times in my career.
What was your record against him?
9-0.
Didn't even think about it. 9-0. 9-0.
Oh, they were tough fights. I mean, he's a tough customer for sure. Yeah, they were good fights. I mean,
did the guys respect you? Because you had guys on your team
back then.
Yeah.
Like I said, when I walked in the Flyers locker room back in 86, 87, Dave Brown was the most respected guy on the team.
Yeah.
I mean, or one of them anyhow.
Isn't that funny?
Well, I mean, they needed him,
right?
And they knew what he did.
Yeah.
And
so the guys
felt good about it. The game was
having you in the locker room.
Definitely, the game was totally different back then, and you needed those guys.
Yeah, but you still need that certain amount of toughness.
Well,
today,
you
right?
do need toughness today, and it's got to be in a different way. The guy, your toughness has to be. Your players, they have to be able to play. They got to be good players, right? It's a different game. It's a faster game. You got to be able to skate.
Yeah, but when you got smaller guys in the locker room, they see I'm not saying a fighter, but someone that people have to you have to be aware of where he is on the ice.
Oh, definitely.
They feel good about having that guy in the locker room.
100%. I agree, but the league doesn't need to go back to that level where all the fighting and all that.
I miss that time.
I know, guys. People love it. I get it. And there's still some fights in the game today, but they happen over emotion and things like that. It's totally different.
There were times when you guys would be like in the face-off circle talking to say Robert, right?
Yeah,
I have to do something.
Yeah, and that was your job, so you did it. There was different scenarios that came up, but it's changed.
All right. We got a few more minutes here with the Chief. We're having a lot of fun. It's a Sunday morning. Send us a text message if you have a question. Got about a half an hour left. 609-403-0973 is the text board. Hey, for over 83 years, the Circle Liquor Store has offered the best selection of beer, wine, and spirits in South Jersey, just a stone's throw away from throwing a party, have a wedding that you need catered, let Chet and his staff make sure you have everything you need for that party or wedding. Check out their website at circleliquors.com or give them a call at 609-927-2921. That's Circle Liquor Store in Summers Point, New Jersey. There's a cool wind blowing at Maserati, the main line. The all-new Maserati Gregale SUV has officially arrived. Stop by Maserati, the main line, located in Devon, PA, just minutes away from Center City, Philadelphia, to experience it for yourself. With class-leading space, advanced driving and technology features, the Gregale makes every journey a thrilling experience. From your daily commute to weekend road trips, the Maserati Gregale elevates every moment into something truly special. Test drive the all-new Gregale for yourself and experience how it makes every day exceptional. Visit them online at motml.com or give them a call at 484-804-4800. That's 484-804-4800. Ask for Michael Pileggi for schedule your test drive today. All right, when we return, we'll continue with more here in the locker room. Billy Schwein, Craig Berube on 97.3 ESPN.
Here's what you missed on Keyshawn, J. Will, and Max.
Back in the day, I was a casino manager, and Mr. Johnson came in one night. And he was wearing his own football jersey.
Hey, what team was
it?
this?
It was 1999. We just thought it was odd that you were wearing your own jersey.
He really got me out there looking like a lame. Man, please, Dave, stop it. Keyshawn, J. Will, and Max. Weekday mornings at 6 on 97.3 ESPN and the 97.3 ESPN free mobile app.
Train presents The Unstoppables. Those captains of comfort, those gargantuans of the guarantee, those satisfaction savants who persevere perilously beyond probability as the raconteurs of reliability. Here's to Train's heralded heroes of heating and air conditioning, those comfort kings with a tireless tenacity for total turnaround. The Train Comfort Specialists. Just one more reason why it's hard to stop a train.
Hi, this is Joe Lenigan, owner of Lenigan Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling. Call us today for your free train system quote at 609-399-1200 or online at ocnjplumber.com. And please don't forget to ask for the military and senior discount.
Calling again, again and again. Calling again, again and again.
The Point is your destination for a tropical oasis at the Jersey Shore. Now with 2 locations on Bay Avenue in Summers Point and their new location at 43rd Street off the boardwalk in Sea Isle City. The Point has the best food and drink specials with their famous Tiki Bar, offering a waterfront view of the bay in Summers Point and the ocean in Sea Isle. Plus, live music is featured 7 days a week at both the Point locations. For more information, check out The Point on Facebook and visit them online at dothepoint.com.
Hi, this is ex-Philadelphia Eagles tight end Ken Dunnick, and I'm the current publisher of Jersey Man and Philly Man magazine, and I'm asking you to become a Camden County police officer and help make our city a better place to live. The Camden County Police Department is now hiring for sworn officers who are going to make a difference in our community. The first year salary for the position is $51,000. So join the effort today to be part of something bigger than yourself. Visit CamdenCountyPD.org to apply online. That's CamdenCountyPD.org. Thank you.
We got Verizon 5G home internet. It's from Verizon. Safe choice, right?
Well, some things that look great end up being not so great.
Like the time you bought a shrimp roll from a gas station.
Or when you bought that used sports car.
What about when we got Billy that drum set?
The point is, Verizon 5G home internet sounded great,
but turned out to be something else. And we deserve fast, reliable internet. We deserve Xfinity.
It's time for better internet. Switch to Xfinity. Learn more at xfinity.com/Verizon 5G Facts. Now through June 21st, get started with 200 megabit per second Xfinity internet with Wi-Fi equipment included. It's all just $25 a month for 2 years with no annual contract. You can save up to $600 in your first 2 years over Verizon. Go to xfinity.com/Verizon 5G Facts, call 1-800-XFINITY, or visit a store today. Requires paperless billing and autopay with stored bank account. Restrictions apply. Taxes and fees extra. After promo, regular internet rates apply. Actual speeds vary. Compares Xfinity Connect More to Verizon 5G home plan.
Now, more of The Locker Room with Billy Schwein on 97.3 ESPN and the 97.3 ESPN free mobile app.
All right, we're back broadcasting live here Tom's River Auto Group studio in Northfield. Billy Schwein. We got a special guest, the Chief Craig Berube, former Philadelphia Flyer winger, Washington Capital, Calgary Flame, and the current head coach of the St. Louis Blues. Got a Stanley Cup. Chief, how cool was that? How cool was it to win the cup, man? I mean, personally, like everything you worked for in your life, preparing to play in the NHL.
Yeah.
You never won a cup on a team, did you?
No, I went to the finals twice.
Right, twice, but
Didn't win.
you never drank out of the cup as a player.
Yeah.
Well, how
it's the
cool was
best.
it for you as
It's
a coach?
it's what you do, right? It's what
Yeah.
you want to win. It's what you want to do and win. We all strive for it, and you have to get lucky and get some breaks along the way to do it because it's very tough.
So it's luck, it's skill. Most of it's skill.
Yeah,
But you do have to have like in football, or like the puck has to bounce a certain way for you, because as a hockey player, you can play your best game, but the puck just doesn't bounce right.
There's times for sure that in the NHL, like Gary Bettman's done a great job of the NHL's even, like that salary cap and everything. Like you look at the Florida Panthers, they just got in the last day.
Yeah.
And now they're in the finals.
Look at they have both of those Miami
Yeah.
teams.
And so that's what all leagues are really about nowadays, right?
Right.
Anybody can win. You just got to get in there and you got to get to the dance. And again, you got to play well, obviously. And you got to have a real strong team bond, and you got to have talent.
I mean, in football,
you
can miss a tackle, or like a field goal kicker can miss a field goal. Baseball, that's like to coin a phrase, it's hit and miss, right?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
If you're not seeing the ball well, like Tommy Greene said earlier in the show, basketball, you can be off on a jump shot.
There's all kinds of things. I don't know if you watched the game last night.
Yeah, I did.
Vegas.
Yeah.
In the first period, Hill, the goalie for Vegas, did you see the save he made? The guy had a wide open net.
No.
And he dove back and put a stick there. Now, I could say to the player, you got to bear down more in that situation. But, it's bang, bang, right?
Right.
And he saved the goal. That's the difference in a hockey game right there.
Yeah,
that's the difference. It was a 2-2 game late in the third period, and then Vegas got a goal. I mean, it's tight. It's tough.
609-403-0973 is the text board. If you want to ask Chief a question, 609-403-0973, as we have about a half an hour left in the show. 609-403-0973. Hey, Chief. So the intern, Andrew Lee, just showed me this quote from Nick Nurse. It's been fun. It's been a fun challenge coaching against the Sixers over the last 5 years. Now I look forward to coaching with the Sixers. And it'll be fun to deliver his message and see if he can do his part to help them win. He obviously takes it as a challenge. But it's a breath of fresh air, right? I mean, sometimes coaches get let go because for whatever reason, like it's just a change of scenery.
Yeah, change of scenery, new players. And on the other side of things,
like players don't wake up like, oh, we just got our coach fired. They don't think that, right?
There's players that are probably upset that Doc got let go for sure. I'm sure he had good bonds and was tight with a lot of players. Who knows, right? So, I mean, the players care. Like,
is there anybody on your team? Is anybody on your team that doesn't like you?
Yeah, probably a few.
Ryan O'Reilly. I thought he was the epitome of a team captain, as far as I'm concerned.
He is. He's a great team guy, great team player, hell of a player.
Right.
Intelligent, does all the little things right out there. It was unfortunate we had to let him go. I mean, we had to trade him. He was going to be an unrestricted free agent. We just salary cap and everything. Probably weren't going to get him signed.
Well, because Embiid was upset that this is what he said. I don't know if I guess he wouldn't say anything, but he did say he was upset that Doc was let go.
Yeah, I'm sure they had a real good tight bond. He's the best player and the coach. I mean,
so you think that might take that on his shoulders? Like, hey, I'm responsible for getting Doc let go. Or
no, I mean I don't think he should. To be honest with you, that's just part of it all. That's part of sports. He's got to move on. He's got a new coach coming in here. He's got to work with and try to get to another level.
609-403-0973. We got the text board open. If you want to ask Chief a question before the end of the show, now's the time to do it. 609-403-0973. Chief, another funny story. We used to go out there when I used to follow you guys around. We were out in L.A. a couple times, and I'll never forget. when the guy from the Dodgers hit that home run. I was watching. You guys were playing the Kings that night. Gibson, Kirk Gibson.
Yeah.
And I don't know if you remember because you were playing, but they posted that on the Fan Division or whatever. Place went nuts. That's just something I'll never forget.
That was unreal. I actually went.
You remember that?
I actually went to a game. I think it was in Dodger. It was in Dodger Stadium. That year we were in town when Hershiser, is it Oral Hershiser?
Oral Hershiser.
He pitched that game. He pitched that shutout game, and I think he got a hit or two in that game.
Yeah.
I believe so, something like that.
So when you guys,
but I mean, that was pretty cool to go to that game.
So when you guys go on the road, well, hockey teams now, your travel schedule's different, right? Like before after a game, remember you guys used to stay overnight.
Yeah, we don't. You leave a lot of times nowadays. It's changed a lot to travel. It's quick.
So you might be pulling into a town at like 3 a.m, right?
Yeah, for sure.
That's hard on the players.
Oh, back-to-back games where
Right.
you got to travel. Yeah, especially in the West. The West is more travel than the East and
Right.
longer flights and things like that. It's a little more taxing.
Especially
on
for
players.
St. Louis, you're like in the midpoint of the country.
Yeah, but I mean, you could be out West, L.A., Vancouver.
How long are your road trips? Like you'll go from say like L.A. to Vancouver to Edmonton.
Generally, if you you'll go out to Canada, you'll hit Edmonton, Calgary, Vancouver. That might be a trip.
Right.
With a day in between each game, maybe a back-to-back or on some of those. Sometimes you could have a 10-day trip at times, depends.
I mean, I used to go out because you guys would stay overnight in that city. That was a lot of fun.
We had a lot of fun.
Right?
We had fun.
I mean,
yeah. But yeah, you should have fun.
Wish I could tell all my stories. 609-403-0973. I do remember this one though. I was dating that flight attendant. I remember, you remember Nina? And we were in Chicago, and I got in a fight with her, like some type of argument. And we kind of separated. I had to find you. You had to I had nowhere to stay. You guys let me in. You probably
put you on the floor.
You were pissed. You used to get mad. You used to get mad at me. Some of the stuff
because I
used
was
to do.
trying to play a professional sport. You were bringing me down.
I was the reason why you didn't score any goals. 609-403-0973. Danny, one of the greatest guys of all sports, Craig Berube's. I think one of the reasons why you get the most out of your players, and another friend of ours, a former teammate of yours, Jeff Hardy, would always say, like he's like the biggest fan of you as a coach, like because you're real. Your players see that, like Tommy Greene said, like Vukovic loved his players. The players can see that you're real, and that you're there for. You're pulling for them. You really want to win, and you love the team.
I do love the team. That's what it's all about. Like, I mean, I think that as a coach, your responsibility is to love the team and make sure the team is going in the right direction.
Right.
That's as a coach. That's the responsibility you have, and you gotta make sure every player is part of that team and they feel part of that team. And as a coach, sometimes you can get a little bit lost in that. Like, like you forget about some guys sometimes, and you gotta make sure that you're making sure they're involved and talking to them and communicating with them and let them know how important they are, because every guy on that team that's out there playing is a big part of the team. Right. It really is. And that's why I like Vegas.
So win a Stanley Cup, you have to have all four lines.
You have to have everybody. Our fourth line when we won was unbelievable.
Yep.
They contributed, they scored goals, they started every game, they started every period, they checked, they did
everything you asked them.
Everything. All the little things.
609-403-0973. Danny, we got a text?
Yeah, I mean, as a player and as a coach, you need fuel for game days. So no identification on this person who texted in, but the question's pretty good. Question for Chief. We hear he loves a good meal. What's your favorite meal?
McDonald's.
What'd you say?
McDonald's?
No, I don't eat that stuff.
You owe me a steak dinner,
I'm
Chief.
in great shape.
You owe me a steak dinner.
I'm going to get you a cheesesteak here today.
You didn't give me a cheesesteak. You're taking me out to a
He wants a filet mignon. Come on.
That's right.
I owe you a steak dinner. I'm going to take you to Cap Grill. I would say steak's my favorite meal. Yeah, I that's my go-to.
What was your game day meal? You used to eat a lot of pasta, right?
Yeah, back then we ate a lot of pasta and chicken and stuff like that. I think they still do. I mean, that's kind of like the routine.
Do you guys have nutritionists in your team? Like,
yeah.
So
These guys,
because it's not different than it was when you.
These guys nowadays, the players, like, it's amazing how much work they put in the gym before practice, after practice, the meals. They got meals all set up for them. When I played, we didn't have lunch and all that at the rink. You know what I mean? Like, we had to.
Oh, you guys have like a lunch?
They have cooks there for them.
Really?
Lunch, breakfast. Everything.
I guess that's all sports, right? Now.
Yeah, definitely. So, nutritionist.
Wow.
There's everything.
609-403-0973.
Really well.
I remember this though. When Talk got traded to Pittsburgh, we used to go up there and just hang out in the locker room. It was like a country club, and he would always try to tell me, "Oh, you don't. It's a lot harder than what you think." It was like a country club.
Well, they had Mario Lemieux.
Yeah, he never showed up, but he never practiced, Chief.
Not very much.
I never saw him in practice once.
Well, he had some injuries and things like that, so he had to watch.
Yeah, but Gretzky never practiced that much, did
Gretzky practiced all the time.
Did he really?
Yes, Gretzky never missed a practice.
See, that's it. Yeah.
Gretzky was out there in optional skates.
Really?
Yeah, Gretz was always on the ice.
That's why he's
always
Gretzky.
on the ice. Yep. Always.
609-403-0973. Get another text.
Yeah, another question for Chief. And make sure if you're texting in, you put your name and where you're from. But this person says, how many Stanley Cups would the Flyers have won if they got by the Devils?
Well, one I was playing in where we were up 3-1. That was 2000.
You guys were up 3-1.
We were up 3-1 in that series, and we were a real good team. And we let it slip away, and they ended up winning that cup, the Devils. Trying to think of.
So how about the one where Lindros got leveled by?
Well,
Scott?
that's the one.
Is that the one?
Yeah, that's the one. 94, 95, the Devils won, right? I don't think the Flyers were really that good of a team then. I'm trying to think back if they were contenders or not. I don't know. The Devils had a great.
They did have our number.
They had a great nucleus. They had the Berube net, right?
Yep.
Great goalie, maybe best all time.
It was 94.
Yeah, Niedermeyer, Scott Stevens, Ken Danico on the back end. Those guys were like.
Your boy Darryl Gurney was good friends with Scott Stevens.
Was he? Yeah, I didn't know that.
Yeah, they were from the same town.
Oh, were they?
Yeah.
So they had a real good
Kitchener, right? Kitchener. Right?
Yeah, they had a real good nucleus there in the back end with their D-core and their goalie, and that they won 3 championships because of it.
Yeah.
They mixed and matched forwards. Bring guys in. Lou Lamoriello did a great job as general manager there and keeping those guys together and doing a good job.
609-403-0973. Because people are waking up late today.
Yeah, a little bit. Got one last question. This one might get you in trouble before we head to break. Out of all of your kids, who is the best golfer?
Oh. Well, Jake, I mean,
I golf with him.
He's old. Yeah, he's older though than my. So my new wife's got a 15-year-old boy too. My other son Nash, 15. Those 2 kids play a lot. They're going to be good players.
Yeah.
They're just new to the game.
Yeah.
They haven't really gotten that serious on it, and none of them really are.
You got to put the time into it, right?
Yeah, you got to put the time in. But I have fun going out with all of them and playing all the time. Because I'm better than all of them.
609-403-0973. If you want to get a text message here in the last couple of minutes. For over 83 years, the Circle Liquor Store has offered the best selection of beer, wine, and spirits in South Jersey. It's a stone's throw away from Ocean City. It's a landmark with a friendly staff. It's no wonder why Circle Liquors was named Best of Philly, Best of Atlantic City, with the most competitive prices around. Circle Liquors, now a proud sponsor of the second hour of the Locker Room with Billy Schwein. Throwing a party, having a wedding, let Chet and his staff make sure you have everything you need. Check out their website at circleliquors.com or give them a call at 609-927-2921. They deliver. That's Circle Liquor Store in Summers Point, New Jersey. Tell them the Locker Room sent you. Just about everybody in our area has heard about the Jersey Man and Philly Man magazine that's run by ex-Philadelphia tight end Ken Dunnick. But were you aware of their private business network they call the Legacy Club? Every month, they hold private events at upscale locations in Philadelphia and South Jersey that attract over 200 top business people. If you have an interest in attending one of these events and seeds a fit for your business, send an email to ken@jerseymanmagazine.com or give them a call at 856-912 4007 for more information. All right, when we return, we'll wrap it up. You're listening to The Locker with Billy Schwein right here on 97.3 ESPN.
The NBA Finals on ESPN Radio.
Jokic scores! 27, 10, and 14.
The Denver Nuggets continue to roll, winning Game 1 at home. Can they make it 2 straight? Or will Jimmy Butler and the Heat bounce back to tie the series up at 1? The Finals, Game 2 of the Nuggets and Heat, presented by Indeed. Coverage begins tonight at 7 Eastern on ESPN Radio.
Listen to the NBA Finals exclusively on 97.3 ESPN.
Finding an electrician that is dependable, prompt, and experienced is important. Tom Jackson & Sons Electrical Service is just that. Service in Atlantic and Cape May counties for 40 years, Tom Jackson & Sons Electrical Services specializes in both commercial and residential work and provides 24-hour emergency services. No job too big and no job too small. Call Tom Jackson & Sons Electrical Services. They do it all. Call for a free estimate, 609-399-1999.
Call Tom Jackson and Sons for electrical, they're number one.
Randazzo's Pizza, Randazzo's Pizza, Randazzo's Pizza, the pizza you're gonna love. It's got the freshest taste that you'll find any place. Randazzo's Pizza, there's one right nearby. Randazzo's Pizza, Randazzo's Pizza. It's a pizza like you never had before. Eat it or take it home, no matter where you roam. Randazzo's Pizza, the tastiest you'll find. Randazzo's Pizza, the tastiest you'll find.
Why would you call anyone else besides Randazzo's Pizzeria and Family Restaurant, 34th and Asbury Avenue in Ocean City. Open year-round, 7 days a week, offering free delivery on the whole island and to the beach. Pizza, pasta, salads, entrees, subs, paninis, and wraps. Voted best of the shore. Call 814-1600. 814-1600.
Randazzo's Pizza, the tastiest you'll find. Randazzo's Pizza, the tastiest you'll find.
Every year, hundreds of children suffer from unintentional injuries or death due to unsecured guns. Camden County and Moms Demand Action South Jersey are asking for your help to reduce gun violence by spreading the Be Smart message.
Store guns unloaded, locked, and separate from ammunition. And talk to other parents about secure gun storage.
It's up to us to prevent these tragedies and save lives. Visit CamdenCounty.com/BeSmart to learn how we can stop gun accidents and deaths together.
What's up? It's a Target trend alert. New swim has just arrived and it's sunny weather approved.
If you're into bikinis or one pieces, high waists or cutouts, they're the perfect combo of trendy, flattering, and affordable.
That's right. And there are so many cool styles with gorgeous details. These suits have macrame, crochet, wood beads, pretty shells, and more. Totally a luxe for less vibe.
Yes, so dive in and shop this Target trend without the spend.
Progressive covers pets in our auto policy at no extra charge. Now let's see what your dog has to say.
As a dog, I think Progressive's auto pet policies. Oh, what is that? That's just my tail. Weird. Anyway, Progressive protects. There it is again. See? This is why I need protection. I'm so distracted. Nope, that is still my tail.
Progressive Auto Insurance covers pets for up to $1,000 in a car accident at no extra charge. And we think your dog would say that's great. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates.
To the Locker Room with Billy Schwein on 97.3 ESPN and the 97.3 ESPN free mobile app.
All right, we're back broadcasting live here in the Tom's River Auto Studio. We're having about just as much fun during the breaks as we are during the show, but I really appreciate you coming in. I'm having a fun time with you. You and I text throughout the year. We don't get to see each other that much because you're out in St. Louis and whatnot.
Yeah.
So it's cool to have you here,
It's
man.
great. I appreciate you having me on.
It's a lot of fun.
Yep.
You got a couple more quick text messages.
Yeah, we got one from Dan in Haddonfield. He says he really misses the Flyers being a winning team. How far off are we from getting on track to being a consistent playoff team? Of course, referring to the Flyers.
Yeah, it's a good question. I mean,
you golfed with the brass yesterday.
Yeah, they got some good young players, I think, and they got to obviously do a good job in the draft here coming up. That's going to be really important. But you're going to get Couturier back and Atkinson back this year. Yeah. They're good players. So we all know how good of a two-way player Couturier is. And sometimes when you add a couple pieces like good players like that back in your lineup, it gets you back going in the right direction. You know, the team plays hard. They're physical and they work hard. They got some good defensemen back there.
You coach Couturier, right?
Yeah.
I like him.
Yeah, I do too.
He's a good player.
So it's a tough question to answer because I don't think that, you're probably not as far as away as you think. And, sometimes you add a couple pieces and it changes things and you get going in the right direction.
Okay. Got another one here for him?
Yeah, we actually have a question that was asked 2 times by 2 different text messengers. We have people out there wondering if you have any pets, Chief.
Yeah.
Do you have any pets?
My wife's got a cat.
Is that it?
Yeah.
Dominique.
Cat. She's got a cat.
We got one more you said?
It's a good cat.
That's it for right now.
I can't see you. You're not a pet person, are you?
Yeah. I've had a lot of dogs growing up in my lifetime,
Yeah,
I don't have one
that
right
again.
now.
Hey, we got one more we can throw in there. I don't know if one of your kids sent this in, but who's your favorite kid?
You're gonna be in trouble.
You're gonna get all sorts of text messages by the time you leave this studio.
Yeah, that's the kids texting that stuff, so I'm not gonna answer
Well, Chief,
that one.
in a serious note, you golfed with Homer, you golfed with Tortorella, you golfed with Jonesy yesterday. Obviously, you guys talk about a lot of stuff or no on the golf course.
Yeah, I think.
Or is it just all fun? You're just out having fun.
It's fun, but you talk hockey at the same time.
Okay.
For sure, because we're all hockey guys.
Right.
So you talk about what you do.
Right.
But like I said, I think that the Flyers, making Keith Jones president, bringing Danny Briere up as a young general manager, and John Tortorella as the coach. I think they're going to go in the right direction. I really do. I like it.
Chief, man, that was a quick 2 hours, right?
It was quick.
It's always
quicker
quick.
than I thought.
Yeah.
I'm glad it was quick. I'm sick of you. 2 days. 2 days he is a lot.
Listen, I really appreciate you coming in here and spending time with us. It was a lot of fun. As always, Danny Ryan, you do an excellent job.
Thank
of course, the intern Andrew Leeds contributing. Check out our website. He's done a great job with that. The locker room, BillySchweim.com. You got the Nuggets and the Heat tonight. The
8 p.m.
Phillies at 1:35. Let's get another win. Thanks for making the locker room part of your Sunday, because nothing could be finer than talking sports with the Schweiner. Enjoy the rest of your Sunday, and I'll see you next week live from McCann Realtors on Saturday, right here on 97.3 ESPN.
The preceding program was paid for by The Locker Room with Billy